My whole world is stupid. It really is.
And we're live.
Oh, well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another horrific edition of the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Oh, now look at this. You're a mess now. Oh, my God.
I'm just laughing at
I'm just
laughing at the fact that I'm just laughing. Yeah, I know that was a good crotch shot for me. I was laughing at the fact that you're like, oh, my life is miserable. Like, we're live, pal. Like, anyway.
It's crotch shot day here at the stadium. All fans who want to see Dave's crotch, come on over to Jimmy Palumbo Show number 205.
Yeah.
Well, all right, everybody. It's a perfect day here at the stadium. All fans filing in as we have another smooth opening to the Jimmy Palumbo Show, which my next door neighbor, Barry, just dropped over 2 gorgeous scones. How long do you think they lasted on the counter? Show number 205. Of course, behind the glass, your friend and mine, Dave Sturcio. How are we doing today, Dave?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just, ready for the baseball season, ready for, just sports are, they're happening right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of, not too much excitement going on. Like, look, the Yankees are back. We got a lot to talk about the Yankees, but
can't wait. Can't wait till you get a few years older. You're going to start going, why do I watch so much sports? It's not worth it at all. It costs me money.
Yeah.
It costs me time. My kids are 41 years old. I've seen them 3 times. But of course, 205 means Joe DiMaggio, my Uncle Henry's favorite player, Joe D. I know it's the obvious one, but, look, number 5, Joe D. That's how it goes. However, those of you scoring at home, you forget old Frank Cressetti and Tony Lazzari were also wore number 5 before Joe D. started at 37. And, of course, Kerry Collins, who orchestrated the Giants to the Super Bowl game that I was at, that they lost. They got smoked by the Ravens, although I will argue with anyone on the planet that game could have been so different.
Wait.
Two penalties.
You were there?
Yeah.
You went to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, it was the worst game ever. But
I know. I'm just
I've even watched it on NFL Network. I'm like, oh, there was one huge penalty on an interception and then a run back of a kick. I think that game would have been slightly different. I can't stand the Ravens. Still don't like them. And, of course, Sean Landetta, famous in 85 for whiffing on a punt, but I think he punted for 45 years.
Oh, yeah.
And also
you said 85. He played until, like, the 2000s.
Yeah, unbelievable. And you know what's great about him? He was every couch potato. He's a big fat fuck, and he was still punting. It was like everybody on the couch was like, I get out there and do that right now.
My dad forever, like when I was growing up and we would just go outside and throw the football around, he would, for whatever reason, that towards the end of the throw around, he would punt one. But like he would punt one skyrocket end over end. And I'm like, how is he not in the NFL?
I'm going to start saying that Dave's father was in the NFL. That's how it is. And, of course, there's Dan Bailey over there at Cowboy Land. And, of course, my real estate agent in Mahwah, New Jersey, Jeff Fiegel. To this day, when I got a phone call from a Jeff, and I'm talking to him, he's like, Jeff Fiegel's office. And I'm like, you mean Jeff Fiegel? Like the guy?
He was the coolest. When I worked for the Giants in 2007, it was like the middle of practice, and all of a sudden, Jeff Fiegels comes into like the intern room with an Xbox controller, and he's like, who wants to play Madden? And I was like, don't you have practice? He goes, dude, I punt.
Like,
all right, let's play Madden.
Yeah, by the way, I think he's the greatest punter ever.
Oh yeah, he's up there, 100%.
You know what?
Who's the Hall of Famer? Ray Guy.
Forget about that. Forget about Ray Guy.
Forget about the Hall of Famer. Yeah.
No, it's not even close to me. You know why? Let me tell you why he's the greatest punter of all time. When he punted, the other team started at their own 7 every time. It didn't matter where the Giants were. Fiegels up and knocks out of bounds.
Who's the famous punter who didn't punt it away from Deshaun Jackson? What was his name again?
That guy. He's not in the league
anymore.
Oh
man,
West Virginia punter, right?
That's gonna come back to haunt me.
He ended up. That guy. He ended up punting well for another couple of years after that, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't. The name's drawing a blank right now, but yeah.
I'll still never understand that.
I'll still never understand the public like display of Coughlin was going to kill that guy. Like,
but then didn't something turn out that wasn't exactly the play? There was some
the play was don't kick it to Deshaun Jackson.
I don't. You know what?
Anyway,
I'm gonna do research for next week. There's something weird with that. He came out and said that's not quite how it went down. But
it wasn't Steve Weatherford, was it? No.
Maybe I forget.
No, it was after that.
Don't matter. And Deshaun Jackson, now the head football coach of Delaware State, where my friend Brian Ellerby is the assistant athletic director. But okay, show number 205 here from the Omni, and of course it's baseball card time. This is again. Every 2 or 3 weeks, we have a guy, which is why I do this show. I do this so people can get up and go to the bathroom. They can hit pause. They can talk to their wife for a second, let their kid play on the computer. Because I know in the Sturt Show house, everybody wants to have a Drew Hall baseball card.
Oh, man. I got 3 of those.
There you go. Of course, Drew Hall pitched from 86 to 90. By the way, when I do the show, if the guy played for the Expos, then you know he's shitty. You know what I mean? Because he's coming or got traded to.
Dude,
not part of their system. I'm talking about
a weekly podcast on Chop Sports Media is called The Sports Consigliaries with Jim Whalen and Jerry Calla, and they have done 39 episodes, and I want to say half of their episodes is research on the Expos.
Right.
Swear to God. It's like fascinating shit.
The difference is their farm system was really good, but when you got traded to the Expos,
that sentence.
That's it. But Drew Hill, 86 to 95 years, lefty reliever, played with the Cubbies, Texas, and Montreal to end his career. He was a solid 9-12 with a 5.21 ERA.
Career?
Yeah.
9-12?
Yeah, pitched 120. He was a middle reliever, you know.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
125 games, only 5 saves. He didn't get close to the 9th inning. But here's the crazy thing. He was a first-round, 3rd pick. That's up. He must have been a badass. He was over at Morehead State, and you know who went to Morehead State? Your friend of mine, Mr. Phil Simms. He was traded with Jamie Moyer and Rafael Palmeiro to the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
So he was part of that great trade for the Rangers.
So they trade off Rafael Palmeiro and Jamie Moyer, and they're like, we're going to need somebody else. And they're like, we'll throw you in Drew Hill.
That's it. Drew Hill shows up. He was also on the 84 Olympic roster. And
what?
It had to be like some pitching coach with a cigar in his mouth said, we need some goddamn guys to pitch here. We got another thing. All right, call him Drew Hill. Hook him over and Chuck for us.
Chuck.
But he's also the highest drafted player by anybody from Kentucky ever. That's the shit I love.
There you go.
If you're from Kentucky, if you're pitching right now for Kentucky high school, you're like, oh, well, I just want to get drafted higher than Drew Hill.
That's it. That's gonna be tough. I mean, you got to be a legitimate 1st or 2nd overall pick.
But yeah, it's tough.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. If you're not from California, Texas,
he can hang his hat on that forever. I don't think that's ever going to be broken.
He pitched 12 years in the minors, though. But here's the kicker. Kicker for me. He pitched 6 years in the minors after his last major league game. That's a journeyman right there. That's like Kevin Costner, man. He didn't go in the show, and he pitched for all AAA though. But his minor league stats are fine. I think if he was on the Yankee minor league system, we were like, get this guy up here. His ERA is only like 2.8, and they got to major leagues. He got shoved, and that's it. Of course, I looked up more information on him. I could find nothing other than coaches in the local area. I could be like his little league kid, whatever.
He now runs a bourbon company out of Kentucky.
Right. Drew Hill. Your friend and mine. What is that?
Are you sure that's his name? Drew Hill?
Oh, Drew Hall. What did I say? Hill? Drew Hall. I've been saying Hill the whole time.
Drew Hill is an R&B performer.
Tony Hill on the Cowboys.
Jesus Christ.
And Drew Pearson. Such an asshole. But he once had 22 strikeouts in a Shenandoah Valley League game.
Ooh.
And he also lists woodworking as his hobbies. All right, God. Drew Hall here.
I tell you what.
Well,
got to get yourself a Drew Hall on your team.
You got it. Everybody needs a Drew Hall. Of course, I could use a little Patreon love here. We're now officially mired.
Okay.
We are mired because my people don't have any, no one's having any kids, and I don't have any, there's no kids to get Patreon members. We're mired at 47. I got to give a shout out to your friend of mine, Joe Cinecor, Ramsey boy. I feel like there's no one logged in either.
No comments today.
No
not
comments
yet.
today.
Nice people watching. They're just not.
I know why. I know why there might be no comments. Also, something major happened last week on the podcast. I skipped one of the pages, got stuck together. Absolute Eyewear was not mentioned, I think, for the first time ever.
Whoa. You better calm down there, Jimmy. That's always, a big sponsor to miss.
It's always up in the corner, right in front of the live, right where the live thing covers it up.
Yeah.
Make sure Chop Sports is there, dead center though.
Hey, listen, somebody's got to produce the damn show.
So I got to give a shout out to Janine Michaud, always faithful, and we're going to get to Absolute Eyewear in just a second. And also, Tyson Hogan got married on Saturday.
Oh, is that why he's not on there then?
I guess not. Angie, his wife, a new wife, Angie, and he made me do a video for him. Although he probably hated it because he didn't comment. I said, "Is this good enough?" I would have done, And then that's it. So Tyson Hogan got married. Tyson, if you're listening at a later time, congratulations.
It's
I wish you the best.
From here, pal.
That's it. Your life's shit now.
It's over.
As a matter of fact, it could totally affect my Patreon. Tyson Hogan's gonna be like, wife's gonna be like, what are you supporting that show for?
Yeah, and not only that, he probably is like the upper tier too. It's like $10, $11.
Everything will be shot. But of course, that's it. Patreon people, I love you, you know that. And of course, brought to you by Absolute Eyewear, taking a week off. 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326-3937. The best opticians in the world. Craig and Johnine. Craig was my right center fielder, all-time strikeout leader in slow pitch softball. Very hard to do. That's like being drafted in Kentucky as a baseball player. Full service. They got eyewear, sunglasses, non-prescription. I'm even going to be using some of their products tomorrow. More on that later.
I almost called Johnine like about 25 minutes ago because I was sitting there eating my lunch and all of a sudden out of the left side of my eye, just squiggly lines, squigs, just floaters. I'm like,
sure wasn't a cable bill or another bill coming out.
There's probably that too. But now all of a sudden I'm like, am I going blind? Am I having a stroke? What's happening here with my eyeball?
You got to watch a detached retina day at shit.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the hell it was, but in any event,
and you're too cool.
It went away. I thought it was of course, don't Google ever, by the way.
Have you been to the eye doctor in a while?
No, I go to Janine. She got me the glasses. What
else? The glasses. You got to go to an eye doctor. Looks into your eye. Make sure you're not going to be Ray Charles in 2 years.
Oh Christ! All right. Well,
oh my. Go to the doctor. Anyway, go to Absolute Eyewear where they have Ray-Ban Coach, Ralph Lauren, Dave Sturchio's Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors Light, Vogue, Maui Jim, Costa Del Mar. And Charles Oakley hangs out with Johnny and Craig Michaud there. Also, discounts for seniors, $100 off a complete pair if you mention me, Dave, podcast, Joe Rogan, Artie Lang, just mention anything. It doesn't matter. Just say you're from Colonia. Hi, God bless America. And they've been in business like 20 years now. They know what they're doing. Open 5 days a week. They're closed on Wednesday. Why, Dave?
Well, softball season's coming around, so they got to play some ball.
They're closed on Sunday. Why?
Nah, because that's the Lord's Day. No, it's because they go watch some New York Giants horrific football.
I thought for sure they would just be. If I were Craig and Johnny, I'd say, we're opening on Sundays. No reason to watch the Giants.
Right. You got a better chance for people to go there to watch the game.
Absolute Eyewear getting involved here. And that's that. All right. Well, listen, I got to say something. And I think you're going to agree with me. Of all the sports when they start up, baseball doesn't. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of renewal, spring. There's something like when they start playing football in July, nobody cares. There's something about spring training baseball that's just, and the Yes Network throws on like that little, you see like those shitty little stadiums, the guys taking hacks, and Soto hits a first at bat, hits a bomb. There's something about spring training is great. Of course, I think would you agree with that?
Yeah, there's definitely
it's different. I don't know why.
It comes with the change of the weather. Right. Even if it's like ridiculously freezing temperatures here, if you just watch a spring training game when they're in Florida, you just feel a little warmer. You feel a little warmer.
Totally agree.
And Jimmy, we have to address this. We have to get this on public, so it's either clippable shit or whatever. But the New York Yankees will look a little different this year. Why is that, Jimmy? Because some people are graced with the beautiful ability to grow a beard. And now the New York Yankees are allowed to grow some luxurious, well-groomed beards. So I'm very excited about it. The old man on the lawn next to me is not very excited about it. He called them, and I quote, pussies for caving.
First of all we do, Tyson Hogan checking in.
Hey, he's on his honeymoon.
Buddy.
Holy shit.
He's on your honeymoon. I love it.
You're out of your mind right now for being on the show.
Honeymoon day here.
Oh, boy.
I hope you just got done, a little twilight doubleheader day here.
All right, relax over there, Cheech. Holy
Hey,
shit.
Tyson, thanks for checking in. I'm sure Angie's thrilled you checked in. No, you know what?
I said no phones.
First of all, there's so many. Our society, all we do is get rid of stuff. So now, so just change everything. Like, no change in sports doesn't matter. Like, we used to do that. Now we don't. Nah. So, like, Fenway, get rid of that fucking old stadium. Why do you have it? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that.
You're
Wrigley
being
and Fenway.
way drastic.
It was the most unique thing in sports. As you're a marketing guy, you're trying to look for things to market. Like, what's unique? Well, we're at least minimal the only team that doesn't. And I think it's great when they get a new guy, he's all shaved, and now they made it like neatly groomed. Guys are gonna. I'm watching Yankee games sometime, and it looks like they're in a jungle somewhere. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, I'm watching Yellowstone.
Oh,
I mean, it's
God.
Ridiculous because you have a beard. That's
no.
Why.
You know what it is.
I shaved before the show. I'm ready to go.
You know what it is. You know what it is, Jimmy.
Bullshit.
And you're not going to understand this because you've never had a beard, and when you do have a beard, and when you do have a goatee or whatever the hell you've ever grown, you probably said, you know what, not my style. However, it's your choice, right? Nobody's going into Hollywood. Like, if you go into an audition right now, today, right? And they're like, we're looking for this old, grizzly, bearded man, right? Don't you feel a little bit like, damn, I would have gotten that had I been allowed to do whatever I want? And here's the beauty part. You are allowed to do whatever you want.
You know what the first thing they ask you is? You're going to say that, right?
Oh, bullshit.
I'll get what's her name? I'll get Mel Mack on here. She'll agree.
First of all, it shows character.
It was unique.
It shows character. Cool. It allows people to be themselves.
Worst thing
and if you look good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. And if they pay good, you eat good. And that's Deion Sanders.
Yeah. I know. Listen,
Whatever the fuck
Jeter had a great beard. Paul. Let's name the Yankees who won 7 World Series.
I tell you what,
27 times they won the World Series. 27 times they won the World Series, no beards. I predict, I swear to God, if they suck, if they don't make the playoffs, what the fans are going to say? Shave. Everybody shaves.
I didn't know this quote until somebody posted it in Chop Sports. Lou Piniella, back in 1976, says, if Jesus Christ could have a beard, we should have a beard. And George is like, go walk over there on that water. And if you can walk on the water, you have a beard too.
That's funny. I read that. That's a great. I wonder if that, even if it's not true, it's funny. Believe the myth. Also, the crazy news in Major League Baseball: the best player on the Yankees, of course, is in New York right now.
Crazy news.
He's by far the best player in the Yankees.
Crazy news, though.
He's up in New York.
You could tell me that water was wet, and I would say, "Oh, that you mean Stanton's hurt?" Yeah, Same thing.
No. Giancarlo. He was first of all when the playoffs. He got to hit every time up.
I understand. And look, if you want to say, "Hey, Giancarlo, listen, I know we pay you $1 billion a year, right? Just sit out until the playoffs. We can do fine until we get to the playoffs. Then, if you want to come out and play, we're good, right?
Can't do that. Can't do that to Giancarlo. First of all, they don't have. First of all, I want to know too that for personal matters. But here's the thing: on a serious note about Giancarlo, I don't get. I thought it was like a new thing. His elbows hurt all last year, and he had a decent year, and he was great in the playoffs. And now it's like his elbows hurt like all when you're not working out all winter. Then when he tried to get going for spring, his elbows acted up.
What are you doing all winter?
But he came in shape last year, so hopefully this year he'll be in shape. That's a major loss for the Yankees. Okay, no Stanton or Soto. Should Judge should walk every time up. I would just walk him every time. Rest of the Yankees stink.
You're crazy. They have a great looking lineup. God, I would say
just as good as the Knicks. All right.
I would say that the Yankees going into this year have a better roster than they did last year. And that's not even I'm not even fabricating that. I think the loss of Juan Soto sucks, right? Because he's just generational talent, and he'll do wonders with the Mets. I'm sure of that. But I think the Yankees have done Plan B way more than they would have done with Plan A. Plan A was Juan Soto. Plan B was, okay, let's go sign a bunch of people in place of Juan Soto, and I think they did a very, very good job.
I don't know how they are not replacing Giancarlo Stanton.
Just let it the fuck go, man.
And by the way, and what's his name? Rizzo hasn't signed yet. So
I'm actually very surprised at that.
You think I'm wrong about a lot of things, but man,
with that one, I'm very curious because, like,
I wonder if it's a money thing.
With Rizzo and there was somebody else. Verdugo and Rizzo, both starting lineup players for the World Series Yankees, do not have a home. Like, what does that mean?
But Verdugo and Rizzo are horrible. They must be hurt. It's got to be injuries.
Yeah, it's got to be a medical thing. You would have to assume.
Or they want too much money, and the team's like, you suck now.
I can't imagine them demanding anything. But
my Scarlet Knights in hoops, what a disappointing season. But they did come back and win 2 in a row. Nice win Sunday against USC. Harper had a game, this generational talent, which I haven't seen on the court really. He's a good player, but Jesus, number 2 in the draft, NBA. I can't. I
thought they're more high on Bailey anyway.
I can't wait to watch the NBA draft this year because I am going to be like, I want to see who's drafted.
You're going to be the one.
I'm going to be the one guy watching the NBA draft. And I want to know who after the 8th player in the draft does anything. But they won a couple of nice games. Sadly, they're just trying to qualify for the Big Ten tournament, which is brutal because 3 teams don't make it. But you know what? They played a couple of good games. I'm hard on Rutgers because I was just so pumped up for the season. And I shouldn't have been because I'm smarter than that. And then they just shit the bed. Annoys my soul.
They don't hold a candle to my St. John's Red Star.
Well, listen, they got Patino. There you go. And once again, another thing Jimmy Palumbo's right. I've been saying all year long, your New York Knicks. Have you seen their record against good teams? It's unbelievable. They never
against win. Boston, against OKC. Like, these are high upper echelon number 1 seeds, and they don't just lose. They get smoked. Not only that, what bothers me the most about the Knicks right now is that Tom Thibodeau is a fucking defensive coach, and they're just giving up $130 a game. So it's like, all right, so can we play some defense?
Something's got to give there.
Yes, I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
If we're banking on like Mitchell Robinson coming back off injury, we got bigger problems.
Listen, Mitchell Robinson's first year was 73 when he played with the Knicks. Last time they won it, that was his rookie year. We've been talking about Mitchell Robinson.
I know.
We've been talking about second coming. Oh my God! But Casper the Friendly Ghost, Carl Anthony Towns, he's just not a winner. Guy's not. I don't care what anybody says. He stinks,
dude. You're couldn't be more wrong about one player.
There was 5 minutes to go in the half against the Celtics. He had 4 points. I'm sorry. The Celtics. What are you doing? He stinks, guys. And Brunson's like, hey, coach, I can't try. I'm tired. And Carl Anthony, he's slow. Can't stand it. Knicks are done.
I think there is a little bit of lack of heart right now with the Knicks. I think there's a little bit, and again, to your point, they traded away DiVincenzo and guys like that who were really making the Garden come alive. But I will say this, confidently say this: if they get rolling down the stretch, when I'm talking about Brunson and Hart and Cat, all these guys, if they start rolling, look out. The team is a very well-equipped team. They're just not playing together on the bigger stages right now. That's all.
On a stupid comment, did Randall get hurt? I don't see him in the
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about Randall.
He's with Minnesota, right? He didn't get traded again, did he?
No, he's with Minnesota.
I never see him. The last week I've been looking. I was curious what he was doing. Anybody out there knows if Randall's hurt? Let me know. What else? I am tomorrow here at Shea. I am going to Hunter Mountain for the day. I will be putting on the skis for my once-a-year sojourn. That means
that means no show next week due to Jimmy being in a full body cast.
I will be either that or every part of my body around 7:30 tomorrow, unless I start loading up with bourbon. I will be sore all over the place. But I've been to Hunter Mountain since like my college days. Been a
Don't
long
you think
time.
Don't you think those times have passed you
You know
by?
what? I'm still a skier. I can still get it. I can go. You know
Skier.
what? I'm the guy.
Listen to you.
I can. What do you do? You all you do is lift
I'll
weights.
tell you right now, I can't ski. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to put fucking skis on.
Ski,
Or
what do you do? You suck at softball. You don't do nothing.
what do I do?
What?
I bench 300 fucking pounds. What else? What? What do you want?
That's no athletic ability. You
no
move
athletic
to the
ability.
Left, to the
Give
right,
me a
just
fucking
move.
break.
All you're doing
You
is
don't know
moving weight.
shit.
You have
moving weight.
What sports do you play? No,
I don't have to play sports. I'm 39 fucking years old.
39,
Why would I?
39.
Why would I be playing sports right now?
I batted 600 at 39. I can't. I have to take over. I have to take over your dad shit with Miles. Be like, listen, Miles. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna start texting me. Hey, Uncle Jimmy, any way you can come over, just throw the ball with me.
No, first of all,
my dad's in the basement lifting
don't try
weights.
that. Don't try that. For my son and my daughter, they will get. They will get my full participation at all times.
Which I can see it. And Sturcho with a hamstring issue after chasing a. You think you could punt the ball like your dad did?
No. I've tried punting. I fucking whiff.
That's it. Please, I don't want to hear it. You posted some cute pictures of the kids the other day. Which I always get a kick out of. But listen, I know one thing for sure. Your carpets are filthy, and so are mine. What do we do? What do we do with that, Dave? Well, where do we go?
Thank God for our relationship with Oxy Magic USA.
We are soon to be partners with that Oxy Magic USA, as we will.
I'm starting to entertain some banks and see if I can get a loan.
Hey, they got 0% financing for franchises. Hey. We're going to open a Dunellen. Oxy Magic and our downtown mall.
Oh my God,
Oxy Magic.
You get through your read. I'll tell you what happened last night, and I'm starting to show my Jimmy Palumbo way too much.
Let me get through this read. We'll chat. That's right, Tom and Natalie over there at Oxy Magic USA. That's OXY Magic USA. Average dry time is about 2 hours. They got the green seal. The house doesn't stink. It dries quicker. I've used them. My carpets are actually clean right now because a couple of months ago I used them. They do wall-to-wall carpeting. They do everything. OxyMagicUSA.com. OXY MagicUSA.com. Get in touch with them. Tell me from the Jimmy Palumbo Show. You'll get a little discount or bust Tom's balls. That's it. Oxy Magic USA. Now, how did you become me yesterday?
Last night, I'm putting the kids to bed, and mind you, kids are getting ready for bed at like 8:30. So it's like in a normal household, 8:30 isn't like the cutoff time to not make any noise outside. Okay, right. But last night,
it's a little easier in the winter. But
last night there was a group of kids. Now, remember, mind you, I live across the street from the high school. You parked at my house. You know where I live. So across the street from the high school, now there's a couple kids that go out to their car after whatever event, and they crank their music to no fucking level. So now I'm already like, kids are already starting to drive me nuts because they don't want to go to bed, blah, 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 the whole scramble for that. And I'm like, you know what? And then I hear this shit outside, and I'm like, son of a bitch. And so I go outside.
You sure it wasn't Gucci, his girlfriend?
No,
okay.
It might have been. But I go outside and I see him, and there's four of them, and they're all, this thin, right? They're all this high school kids. And I didn't mean to curse right away.
Oh, come on.
I did it. I swear.
What did you say?
I was going, my mind said, hey guys, do you mind turning that down a little bit? Right? That's my mindset. But when I went out there, I said, can you turn that shit down? Right? And the kid goes, I'm sorry, sir. And I was like, sir,
my dad's not here.
And I'm like, I've never felt older in my entire life. Like, he just called me sir.
You're complaining about loud music at 8:30. You got called sir. You know the thing is, you're like a big, tall guy. So like, if I go out and do that, the guy's like, he cranks it up louder.
Yeah.
That's what I was
so I thought for sure.
You actually shouldn't say anything. Hey guys. That's it, and they'll shut the music off.
I know, but
you don't curse that kid.
I didn't mean to do it. I'm just saying, instinctively, I went out there. I was like, "Can you turn that shit down, please?" And they're like, they all just froze. Like the one guy was dancing his ass off, and then he just stops.
I will tell you why you can't do that, because in about 10 years or so, a little guy named Miles Sturcho is going to be out somewhere. He's going to come home and say, "Yeah, Dad, we parked over by the thing, and a guy came out and turned that shit down." You're going to be like, "He said what?" You're going to be the guy driving to that guy's house. You don't curse at my kids.
All you high school dads. I almost went public and I said, whoever had a kid 17 to 18 years ago now, right? And this, I guess, is kind of falls under you. Because how old's Natalie? 15, 16?
16.
16. And you don't count because you're a little bit on the older side. You had Natalie late. But, like, just you had Natalie late. That's a true thing.
I did.
All right. So, but I'm saying, like, the normal, like, generation, like, the kids that had, the parents that had the kids 15, 16, 17 years ago, you all suck. This is all your fault. Raise your kids right. Raise your kids to have respect for other people. These kids think they got the world by the balls, and they don't, and it makes me nuts. I blame the
realize
parents.
as you're talking now, you how old are you now? Because the show started. I think you're like 51 right now, no doubt about it. You're 51, and Gucci's girlfriend's like 11 now. So she started this way. But I agree with you. You know what it is? The phrase "kids today."
Kids today, and they're loud music. I felt I couldn't have felt older.
Okay, well, I'll make myself feel old now. This week, Natalie, 16, started her quest for her driver's permit. This is the craziest thing. You sign up for this service. It's the one that kind of most people. There's 3 teaching schools that town uses.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped it off, paid the money. You got to pay $425 for this, $10 for that, $12, and they take care of everything. Here's the crazy part, though. I dealt with a woman, and then I wasn't home. Some dude shows up at the house, and just Natalie gets in the car with him and takes off. And I got back late that night. I'm like, how did it go? Now I was like, okay. I'm like, where did you go? I don't know, Dad. I mean, did you go to Main Street? You don't know. Kids don't know when they're driving, they don't know where they are. They could be nothing. Then I realized, wait a minute. It's like some dude got in the car with my daughter. So I called the guy up. He's like, who's this? I go, it's Jimmy Palumbo. He goes, who's that? I said, who am I?
Wait, you never seen Friends? Like, fuck.
I was on Friends. And I go, I'm Natalie's dad. He goes, oh, okay. I was like, listen, who are you? What's your name? Where are you? I was like, I said, how'd she do? And of course, he was like, no, she did great. She did great. But then yesterday, she got on not 17 yet, but she got on another highway, a little smaller than 17. And she was driving around and I'm following it on those apps I have. And I'm like, oh my God,
you track her like that?
Well, when she's driving?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go into that too.
You have no way. I don't even
like she's like stationary at one school.
You're going to, when you get a little announcement issue out of school, you watch how you react. You can start heading right over there. I've done it. So sometimes I have these half lockdowns that are false, and 10 minutes later,
that's the kind of shit that scares me. Like,
it does. Totally should. Anyway.
By the way, on Facebook, I had to check some comments because some people might not know that you're live on your YouTube channel, but on Facebook, the punter's name was Matt Dodge.
It was Matt Dodge?
Matt Dodge, yes. That was Sam Grasso. Sam Grasso commented on that.
So I'm logged into the wrong.
No. People just aren't like, for whatever reason, and I don't know why. I can't figure this out for the life of me. But Facebook comments are not showing up on the comments, only YouTube comments, and I don't know what. That's a StreamYard thing. That's not me. I'm not doing anything different. So I don't know. Something I'll look into. Yeah. Anyway,
someone's got to be watching there, Jay. I should probably have another computer on while I'm sitting here like a jerk off. So she's now driving, which is scaring me. She'll be done. But then you got to do they get the permit for you, but then you have to prove that she did 50 hours between now after she gets in 6 hours of the driving instructor, then you get your permit. But then you have to show literally in a handshake agreement that she did 50 hours with me at night, a couple hours at night. So what they're trying to do is kids, when they get their piece of paper that says they're a full license, they got to be ready to go. And I'm going to be big on that because I'll be nervous as hell when Natalie's driving. I'll be more nervous if I think she sucks. I don't know. So you know what I mean? And some dads, anybody listening out there, some kids my kids, they got an accident.
I say that to my wife all the time. I said, you're the worst driver I've ever actually come across.
Are you going to be calm when Stella's driving with you?
No.
Yeah, so you'll be a mess. Then again, Miles is going to be like, it's call Uncle Jim. He'll take care of it. He'll drive around. He'll come here, show you how to pitch, throw the ball around.
Because dad's a fucking deadbeat now, and he doesn't do shit.
Check it out. Anyway, so that's crazy. Also, this last weekend, I did something unique for me anyway. I have this year, of course, I turned the big 6-0, the big Brad Benson. And my buddy Brian, nobody gets that.
The worst fucking commercials of all time. Again.
Great. It's great.
I wanted to blow that fucking dealership up. That's how much I hated it.
I think he got in trouble too.
Of course he did.
Because he was saying like, "We'll give you money, we'll give you anything, just come and buy a car." But
right,
which is fine. I used to do ads for car dealerships like that. But I went with my cousin John, who turned 60 in June. I turned 60 in May. My good friend Roger Mayer, he turned 60 2 weeks ago, and my buddy Brian turned 60 in March. We decided to just go down to my buddy's LBI house. And it was one of those things we ate steaks and food and drank. My buddy Brian works for a liquor company. We had some fine bourbons, some fine wine. There was not one Bud Light or like Michelob Ultra in sight.
Does he want to sponsor a wrestling show?
Maybe. He works for a big one. I can find out about that.
Yeah. We're looking for liquor sponsors.
He's a lawyer for them, Pernod Ricard, that does Jameson, Absolute, all those big ones. I'll look into it. But we just hung out. It was funny because my buddy Brian, he's Jewish and he's observant. So we actually had a beautiful meal. He was observant of the Jewish thing he does on Friday night, and
potato pancakes.
No, he had chicken. We had some salmon.
Very Jewish.
He lit the candle. We said the prayer. The Manischewitz wine. We all took a sip. It was really nice. Listen, I'm Catholic, but I love that tradition, and we did that. Then we sat, we ate, we drank. And then we just literally I brought my yearbook, my cousin John, but we just went through laughing at people who's dead. And like he's dead? How did he die? Like it was all like you become 85 years old. But it was great. We sat around just watching, sports on in the background. And then Saturday we walked around LBI, and then we went out for a beer over at Daddy-O's for a drink. And then we went to a really good restaurant, Dune 18, for some of my LBI fans there. But the thing about LBI, man, we were walking around, even though it was cold as hell. I can't believe, I know that, I'm repeating, everybody knows what I'm about to say, but when you see it, especially when it's dead, in the winter, you can't believe, like, every house is $3 million now. Oh, they're like 4-story, like, you can't even put a pitch and putt next to it, but it's all big bombs. Very few of those old LBI cute, like grandma's house, they're gone. These things are so high up. I think ugly and tacky, if you ask me, but you can just tell there's air conditioning, there's TVs, there's cable, there's everything. But just walking around, holy shit. And when you go over the bridge, you make a left. That's where all the really nice houses are. But recently, in the last 10 years, you make a right now. Everybody has the same idea. Why pay all that money that way? Let me just buy a piece of property, knock down the house. My cousin John told me it only costs $30,000 to knock down a house. That seems low to you. That's crazy to me. Right. It costs money to build it up, but
I was going to say you got to buy the property though.
You buy the property, you got to buy the house, and then you knock down the house for an additional $30,000, and now you start clean. It costs you $1 million to build something, but
I feel like I pay more for my truck.
I know it's crazy. But it was really nice. And then we did something Saturday night, which is so funny. We came back. We ate like pigs. I had to walk back from the restaurant. I couldn't move. I got this big
They rolled you back.
Oh, I got this butterfly pork chop. It was delicious. And we were drinking good wine, all that stuff. But we got home. I haven't seen the movie Hall Pass since it came out.
Oh, so good. Good.
So good. The four of us, he put it on. In the beginning, they were like, let's just throw on Hall Pass. And I was like, I was like, all right, like I didn't care either way. Well, I forgot. Same thing when I watched Dumb and Dumber years later. I saw these things in the movies and I thought they were funny, but something about when you see a movie much later on, I almost threw up from laughing so hard how funny the lines are and how true as a married guy now, how funny some of the shit is. And the different cast people. Who's that?
I'll never forget that the Irish small dick thing. That's like,
oh my god! And the guy,
lose my mind with that.
The visual of the black guy next to his face.
Yeah.
Can you guys switch sides?
Yeah.
There was like 10 lines that I laughed like out loud.
I actually I say that to my wife all the time. I always ask her how much a polar bear weighs when we have nothing to talk about. And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "Enough to break the ice, right?"
So funny.
So bad. Hey, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Great. Anybody listen, all my fans, go watch, because it's one of those movies you just forget about.
And make sure you watch like the real version. Don't watch it on like USA.
Yeah, you got to watch
the very
it.
bad
We
version
had
of it.
I think he paid like $9 for it. He didn't care. It's like, I want to watch this now. So that was a lot of fun. Also, my mother is banged up. She got the hip surgery. She's not quite ready to go 5 1/3, but she's a little banged up. We got some issues there we got to work through. So also, along with my mother, the Pope is banged up. Looks like he's doesn't have too much longer. We don't know if the news stories are true. So a little prayer out to my mother and the Pope.
I've not paid attention to that at all.
Yeah, he's got like a double pneumonia. It's like,
really?
And he's 88. Let me do the math. Also, I booked another voiceover for a video game. The thing I did back, I can't name the title of it, but I'll be doing that in March. I'll be doing that March 27th. That's when I'll be doing that. Over in Long Island at the old Grumman Air Force Base, whatever the hell that shit is. Mm-hmm. And so that ought to be fun. But of course, booking a voiceover means I've been chasing miracles.com. That's right. Stem cell patches. Not a lot of bookings last year. Now, let me tell you something. Touchdown passes are to be celebrated. I do a full thing. Almost like almost a 15-yard on the kickoff when I get any booking now. Well deserved. But you use these stem cell patches, energy, non-invasive. You can pee in the cup and not test where you can't play anymore. There's no needles. Nothing enters your body. I'm wearing them right now. Started wearing them again heavy. My mother uses them. She had them all over her body after the surgery. And so go check it out at chasingmiracles.com. Talk to Tommy and Donna. Really cool stuff. They also got a product called Trim for dieting and this, that, and the other thing. Cool stuff. Matter of fact, my friend Father Paul was using the hydration pack.
Father Paul, how's he doing?
Father Paul, he's doing all right. He's doing good. He's always dieting. So that's that. Now, I just called him a fat fuck, but I got to tell you something. Maybe this is funny only to me, which half my show is that. I bought a new printer. My old printer, I think I got my original printer at St. John Vianney.
This is some riveting shit. Go ahead.
Okay. So
we have a guest, by the way. She's waiting.
I'm going to get it right on. So I open up the package and they have cartridges that come with the printer, but they're not,
Sure.
Wrapped around the cartridge was like a warning. Okay. This is what number 1 said. Do not drink or place in mouth. What is that? Some guy on a Saturday night, half in the bed, brings the printer home. He's hungry. Honey, I'm just going to eat that magenta color. Like, how can some lawyer? There are some
stupid people out there. You know that.
Like, have you ever said, last night I got fucked up. I drank my cartridges. What are you talking about? That can't be.
I think more or less they're saying like for instance, if you're trying to take a label off and you use your teeth, right, and it spills into your mouth, don't drink it. Like, got to spit it out. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm stretching. I have no idea. I have no idea why they would put don't drink on it.
Don't you think it should be like number 4? That was the one seed.
Listen, the one seed is important. They don't want you to die.
Oh my God. Anyway, let's get now. I guess I should do a shitty intro for my niece. Niece, Oscar Madison and the Big O. That was her nickname when she was a youngster. Is graduated now from Central Connecticut and Syracuse grad program or master's, whatever she did over there, and which is a big program. And she got a cool job, and she decided we're going to have her on live to tell her exactly what's going on, so we can interview her as a regular guest. So this is not a minute from Madison. Let's bring on your friend of mine.
She's gonna thank Chop Sports for giving her her start. So here we go, man.
Absolutely.
There she is.
There she is.
Hey.
All I know is you did Chop Sports and the Jimmy Palumbo Show, and now you are working where? Tell us where you're going.
Going to Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. I watch those home improvement shows. You can buy like 6 homes for $100,000 over there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what's going on? Tell us everything.
Yeah, so I've been looking for a job ever since I finished up my internship with the Carolina Panthers and a station down in Charlotte. And it's been tough because that ended around the end of August. And then the holidays came and it was just not a good time to find a job. And finding a job in this field is hard enough to begin with. So
absolutely,
it was a struggle. And I told myself that once the new year started, I was really going to lock in and just start sending out a bunch of emails and really just getting my name out there. And Waco was always an area that I thought like would be interesting and like a fun place to start my career.
sure.
Having my cousin Eric in Austin, and when we went there for the wedding, I had like such a great time. So I was like, I could totally see myself.
That's my godchild, E-Man.
In that area. I was like, okay, I definitely see my career ending up here. So I emailed a bunch of the news directors in Waco, and the station got back to me. It's called KCEN, and it's actually in Temple. So this station covers like 3 smaller cities, I guess you could say. It's
Right.
Waco, Temple, and
what's the big college near there?
Baylor and Texas A&M.
Baylor and the
So
Aggies.
it's funny, Madison. When I started writing for blogging the boys, you know, covering the Cowboys and stuff, I had a friend, another Paisan Italiano, Anthony Catalina, Tony Catalina. He lived in Massachusetts, and he too just got married. He didn't have any kids yet. He's like, you know what? The only way I can go out there and try to cover the team that I want to cover is if I get out to Texas.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, he's one of the beat writers for Texas A&M. So he's out there. He told me to pass along his information if you need some friends out there. And I mean, obviously, you don't know anybody except for your cousin and stuff. So he's a good connect to have. But yeah, I mean, that's such a big congrats to you. I mean, that's such a cool
huge.
life move. Now, what exactly where are you living? Like, what's going to happen that?
So the station's in Temple, and I had the opportunity to either live in Temple or Waco. Waco is like 30 minutes north of Temple. So now I'm going to live in Waco. So I'll now be like directly right smack in the middle between Dallas and Austin. If I lived in Temple, I would have been a little closer to Austin, but now I'm going to be right smack in the middle. I'm doing both sports and news. So from a sports standpoint, being in Waco is extremely helpful because Baylor's right there. And they want more of a news presence in Waco anyway. So
are you going to be on like the 6 o'clock news, the 5 o'clock news, that thing, the correspondent?
Yeah. So I'll be out in the field reporting to begin. So I'll find different packages and stories, whether it's a news story or a sports story.
That's
and
huge.
I'll be reporting live from wherever the story is. And
I remember telling like the family when you were getting into this, I was like, she's great, and you got the personality, you know your shit, you know. But I'm like, it's still tough out there, man. Yeah. It's like I was worried that you wouldn't get a job where you can, because when you get a job like this, that's where you'll get better right away. You know what I mean? By actually doing it live. And
it's
live.
crazy. I mean, normally when you get a job on a news station, you wind up in the mailroom first. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like and doing like bitch work. But like you're going right into the field. I mean, look, your first couple stories might be about a turtle crossing the street, but it is what it is. Like you're going to be out there, face on the camera, and you know, there's so much potential out in Texas. It's my favorite state. It's where I continue to tell myself and fabricate in my own mind, my manifestation. I'm still going to retire out there with my kids and my family. That's
because you're a Cowboy fan. That's why you're doing it.
No. Here's the thing. Yes. Do I love my Cowboys? Do I love to be closer to the Cowboys? Would I love to be a season ticket holder? Sure. However, I used to frequent Dallas because my grandfather lived in Fort Worth for a long time. Okay. So like I used to go out there a lot.
All right. I hear grandfather, Texas, you're okay, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, they called him the Jersey Cowboy because he's originally from Jersey, and then he moved out to San Diego and then moved to Dallas or Fort Worth. But like, there's nothing better than Texas. I'm sorry. There's no other state that just feel. I mean, Madison will tell you. She went out there. She probably took a breath of fresh air and said, I could breathe out here. Like this feels like way better than New Jersey or New York or the tri-state area.
First of all, Madison, none of us want you to go there because you won't be around here. So the family's happy you got a job, but it's like, wait a minute, it's gonna be in Texas.
No, now it's a reason to go out there.
My nieces and nephews are all over the place. Eric's in Austin. You'll be in Waco. Bobby's in North Carolina. Tommy's in Richmond.
Heck of a documentary out there about Waco, Texas, by the way.
Well, just don't get involved in any.
Listen, just avoid the cults and you'll be fine.
The cults. But a buddy of mine in LA said Austin prices got so high that they're moving to that area, the Waco area. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are moving there. It's going to be great. So your job description is to do stories that they'll air on. Do they have like in New York the 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock? How does that work?
Yeah, they have, I believe, it's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, at 10 is like the latest show, I think.
Right.
But yeah, they're just going to have me like pitch a story, and that story will like air in each of the shows,
That's
whether
awesome.
it's sports or news. I ideally wanted to find a full-time sports job, but those are so hard to find nowadays.
Sure.
So if I have to do some news, it's only going to
Just do this first. This is just do this first. This is a massive stepping stone for you.
You may enjoy doing the news part. You never know.
Yeah.
And listen, I think it's
and
great.
It's a red state, so you're not going to have to deal with any bullshit.
Oh my God! Inserting politics into the show.
Why not?
No, so that's great. So like news stories, you're gonna have to find like, some old lady has like 15 kittens on the porch. Those kind of feel good ones. Or are you doing like 8 people shot in downtown Waco?
Whatever she finds, Jimmy. She's gonna be told to go to these places.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you able to create? Or they send you?
It depends. So like the first 2 weeks I get there, my first day is March 17th. I am just shadowing for like 2 weeks. They're not going to put me on air because I have to like start like getting my name out there and like gain like the community's trust. Like no one obviously knows who I am. So once like I get my name out there and people start, seeing me like on the channel and like watching, then people will start reaching out to me and saying like, hey, this is a story I have, like, or, oh, I want the news station to cover this. So in the beginning, it's going to be like me finding a lot of the stories and like making those contacts. But I think over time, people will start reaching out to me saying like, oh, like come out here. I have a story for you. Or,
that's great. That's cool. So your first day, St. Patty's Day, huh?
Yeah.
I say you go out to lunch first day and get all fucked up. Come back at 3 o'clock. These Jersey girls here getting.
They're gonna pick up. They're gonna pick up on that right away. By the way, they're gonna like, I'm Madison Palumbo. Like she does not sound like she's from Waco, Texas.
Yeah, no. Everyone's in the South too, like at the station or like the Midwest area. So when they
give it like 6 months.
Jersey, they were like,
give it 6 months. You'll come back for a Rutgers game. You're like, how y'all doing? And you're like, what the fuck? What is that?
And the best part about it is you get to go see the baby.
My
little great grand little Buppy Emery June over there in Austin, Texas. I may fly out there myself. I can't. I'm watching pictures. Yeah, you're gonna. Who am I kidding? You'll go there once, realize they're married and boring. You'll be happy. It's like, hey, the kid's cute. Gotta go.
Yeah, she's gonna make some side hustle money.
Yeah, exactly. Hope so.
Babysit. That's great. So it's an NBC affiliate. What are the channel markers or whatever? What is it?
It's Channel 6 News. So I have to send the streaming link to everyone back at home.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. I think it's exciting. You get to, this is the
she gets high school football out there. Like there's so much stuff out there.
Here come the Aggies. Yeah. I've been saying that. Well, first of all, I wonder if, Matt, a trivia question. Do you know all the nicknames for all the nieces and nephews I've given them over the years?
Like majority of them, yeah, probably.
Well, you were Oscar Madison and the Big O.
Yeah.
Don't know why that was. Your sister's the best one, Drew Yasasopo. You remember Drew Yasasopo? Her name was Drew. So it's Drew Yas. My brother calls her Drew Breeze.
Yeah.
Then we got Victoria Rose and the Victoria Rose Quartet. We got Annabella Booby, Lauren Bacall. My nephew is Eric. I call him E-Man. And Bobby, I call him, remember the receiver on the Giants, Bobby Johnson? His nickname was Bobby Johnson. Quit dogging it. And then Tommy the P. I don't know if I'm forgetting any more of them, but we always had nicknames.
More riveting shit I hear on the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Hey, let me tell you about the time I nicknamed Madison Palumbo.
Oscar Madison, The Odd Couple, one of my favorite shows. All right, so it's so good to have Channel 6 News and Sports reporter Madison Palumbo on the Jimmy Palumbo Show. Will we be able to use cuts like once it airs?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Well, like clips of her doing reporting?
Yeah, we have to pop one in there. We're definitely going to do that. That's going to be funny. I can't wait what your first story is.
It's going to be a rough.
I'm telling you, like, if you ever watch
gonna be.
If you ever watched what is it, Bruce Almighty? They put him on all the bullshit stories. Like he's covering the Niagara Falls or some shit, and then he gets pissed off at the old lady. Like, why did you throw the heart of the ocean?
I think it's gonna be funny. Your Jersey attitude is gonna come out if you think you're doing something. How are you gonna smile like, oh my god?
And listen, we will more than happily take you on under our wing as a Cowboys fan if you wanna change. Because if you let them know, trust me when I tell you, if you let them know that you're from Jersey and you're a Giants fan, you may lose your job. So you want to make sure that you stay on the up and up. And I'll listen.
That's the first thing I said. I
know. It's surprising. Jimmy's friend Steve Venditti found out I was a Cowboys fan on my interview, and they still hired me for the Giants. So I guess that maybe they don't hold it against you as hard. So.
Listen, the most important thing you got to do is go there. And I know you're living in a new town, so allow yourself some weekends and stuff, whatever, to enjoy. Get the lay of the land. But you got to go in there, balls to the wall, man. Because I know, especially unfortunately with female reporters, it's like you guys age in dog years. I think it's easier for men. Sadly, we live in a bullshit thing where tons of women are like great, and they're like, oh, you go in there, kick ass. I know you can. You will kick ass, and take no prisoners. Like just dominate. And where they either in NBC. Here's the cool thing: when you get in, because it happened to my buddy Mark DiCarlo with some stuff he did. When you get in a relationship with NBC, other NBC, there's affiliate meetings and other NBC. And next thing you know, some asshole in Chicago's like, you know what, we're losing our reporter. Next thing you know, you're in Chicago for triple the pay. Yeah. And then you move up to these different cities. So it's like everything you do, somebody from NBC's watching. So go there and kick ass. And we're gonna miss you though. You'll be home for the holidays, I guess sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. If not, I'll just go to Eric's if I can't make it home.
That's true. Are you going to be around? You'll be. I guess you won't even be here Memorial. Wait, you have a birthday Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Drew's 21st birthday. So
oh boy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my brother.
Prior commitment.
So you won't be down in Seager. Where are you guys going for that?
She actually got like an Airbnb in Belmar for the weekend.
Oh, well, we're right in Seager. You know what? Guess who's going to the Airbnb, bro?
Who's going?
Jimmy Palumbo live from Seager, heading over to Belmar DJ's Happy Hour. We will be right back. I still got my $3 off ticket. Anyway, well, listen, go kick ass.
The Parker house.
Dave Parker's house. I love it. Well, I will see you hopefully this summer.
Yeah.
And send some pictures with the baby. And when I go down to Austin, I'll definitely figure out a way to get over to you.
Hey, just so everybody's clear, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Madison, I'm very proud of you, by the way. I'm very proud that you're, gonna be out there in Texas on the news.
Thank you.
But there has been somebody else on the news in Texas once upon a time. And this is it right here. This is a clip of, if you guys can see this.
This is the old stadium.
Fan, all right. 8-year-old Dave Sturchio loves it.
Oh my! Look at those socks.
This is Dave Sturchio in Texas on the news, touring the stadium at 8 years old, talking about Barry Switzer.
Good, he's pretty good.
That is hilarious.
Oh my God, that's the best. I think you know what, Madison, you should lead off with it. You should. That's great. You should lead off with that, saying. Hey, my first segment here, Madison Palumbo, Channel 6. Whatever happened to that little young fella back so many years ago? I love it. All right, well, listen, go have a good. You're leaving what, March 17th? No, you must be leaving sooner than that.
Yeah, March
the 10th. How's your mother and father doing?
It's been crazy trying to book everything. Like the apartment, we're shipping my car out there. We need a mover. We need to rent furniture. Like it's just been like. My mom literally gave her my calendar and she's like writing out every day what we're doing.
Okay, I'm going to blow a family secret here.
Uh-oh.
My sister said she wants to help you out moving.
Yeah.
But we know she's really doing that because she wants to go see the baby. Who is she? My sister was like, maybe I'll help Madison move. She's kind of close to Austin. I'm like, man, just call up Madison and say, listen, I want to go see the baby. And if I have time, I'll move the couch in. Is your mother and father going to help you move in and all that shit?
Yeah, so I think my mom and I are going down on Monday the 10th, and then my dad is coming down on like the Wednesday.
Right.
So all week we're just gonna be like getting situated. And
Totally take it to go to like Target and buy every stupid shit that you need.
Everything, yeah.
Absolutely. I got to call my cousin Joe. I really talked to him about it. I'm excited for you.
Thank
Talked
you.
to your mom briefly, but that's great. Well, listen, everybody. Madison Palumbo, Channel 6.
Kick ass, Madison.
Waco,
Thank
Temple.
you. I
And
appreciate it.
well, you have to come back on the show once you get
Yeah.
after your first thing. We'll have you back on for 2 minutes, and you'll bust balls.
Hey,
right.
listen, don't get too Hollywood on us either. All right, we know that you're a big shot now, so
She's-
don't forget
she's
where
big-
you came from.
She's bigger than us now.
That's it. She's on she's on NBC before I can get there, and I've been at this for 18 years.
I was on NBC live on tape.
Jimmy,
back
you
in
got 10 years.
95.
You got 15 years on me, man.
Nobody cares. I was just watching my live on tape shit.
Oh,
Anyway,
of course you were.
congrats. Go kick ass. We love you.
Thank
Madison
you.
Palumbo, Channel 6 News
Take
and
care,
sports
Matt.
reporter.
Yeah.
Awesome. See ya. All
That's
right. Also, in other news,
There's no other news after that.
yes, I know. That's big news for that. It's really good for the family. Good for her.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to say? Daryl Clark, one of my Patreons, wanted a beer league movie poster. So I went to the store to mail him a poster, and they wanted $65. I was like, he doesn't give me that much in Patreon. So I stopped.
Wait, what? Why?
They wanted $65 for a rolled up poster in a tube to send to Louisiana. I was like, what are you, crazy?
What the fuck?
So I went to the post office, cost me $20. So Daryl, if you're listening, you're getting your poster, bro, signed by me. Maybe Ralph Macchio too. Also,
It's
other
actually
news.
worth. It's actually worth less now, Daryl. I'm
It's
sorry.
way less than this. It's worth nothing. Maybe I'll have Dave sign it.
Yeah,
Increase in
listen.
value. Also, MSG's back on Optimum. That is huge.
Yeah,
I
as
can
soon as I
finally
switch
watch
over to Fubo TV,
There
everything
you
goes
go.
back to
Everything
normal.
goes back. I also a couple auditions last week, struck out on 3 pitches, high heat. That'll do it here. Palumbo batting .210 here. Suddenly I became Gallo. The Avenel show, don't forget, April 18th from downtown Avenel. My social media expert, Dave Sturcio, is starting to promote the show. Tickets are selling like hotcakes. Also, don't forget cornholelevel.com. That's right. Here it is. If anybody has a bad cornhole, you hook this thing on it like that. You move it around.
Madison's parents right now's cornholes are very tight, so they might want to.
My cousin Joey and Sue, listen, you got your cornholes are rough. You need one of these, especially with the Rutgers thing on it. Go to cornholelevel.com. Check them out. They're really cool.
So does that mean like I have like a forever ticket now to the Rutgers home games because Madison will be in Waco, Texas? Can I just?
I don't know. You might.
Can I just like inherit her ticket no matter what?
You might be able to. You might be able to. Ed
Hey.
Shea here. You did just fine last year.
I did all right.
If they really get good, that's when it gets tight. Then people, my brother starts flying up. Also, if your website sucks, go to One Bite Creative. Okay, go talk to the boys over there. Go talk to Brian at One Bite Creative. They're great. Trust me. My website, he even did my little branding thing there. He's really good. One Bite Creative, good guy. He'll get it done. Very passionate about each and every website he does. Trust me on that. I use them, and if I use them and I like it, I'm gonna get off my lawn, guys. So you know it's a decent job.
Yeah.
What else? Don't forget Pine Tar Bar and Grill, Fork and River, 609-489-4286, and Lisa Ruane. If you need trouble therapy, blah blah blah, 201-725-1251.
Blah blah blah.
No, if you're
if you're fucking struggling mentally, just whatever.
I finally finished Cobra Kai.
Great.
You loved it? Oh,
I love the way it ended.
I thought it limped.
I tell you. Oh, by the way,
thought it looked like a young.
You know what?
Like, you know what Cobra Kai means in Latin? Ewing with the Orlando Magic.
Did you have you started? Are you a Reacher fan?
I didn't watch the new season yet. I can't wait.
Damn, dude,
It's good. I love this.
I loved it. But you know what? He's very corny. Like he's
Of
very
course.
corny.
It's
He's a
tongue-in-cheek.
fucking
Yeah,
muscle-bound,
Love it.
jacked to the gills dude who just beats the piss out of everything
love
that's
it.
in front of him. And the storyline this year is very, very,
Don't
very
tell me anything
intriguing.
about it.
No, I
I'm,
won't. But I
I'm
will
gonna-
tell you
I'll-
something that you already watched, and I'm about 30 years behind. I started The Wire. I have never watched The Wire. I'm only 3 episodes in to the first
It's
season.
intense. It's intense. And
And-
those shows, the characters grow on you.
First episode, our friend, dear good friend of the show, Dominic Lombardozzi.
How young was he?
Who was,
Young,
he looked like a teenager. It was insane.
Great. Oh,
Perk.
Listen, you book a show like that, and that'll do it here. Of course,
Yeah.
and I'm on the Jimmy Palumbo Show. We gotta have Dom back on.
First of all, he never has been on.
Dom came on, didn't he?
No, you've never had the guy on. Trust me, I've been producing your show for fucking forever.
Dude, Dominic was totally on.
He was totally on. But that, you know what? That was with Chris Gucci. That don't count.
Chris Gucci has been removed from all pylons and obelisks. You go there, anything exists.
We give him the treatment of like as if like he committed a murder, so he doesn't exist anymore. It's like he's out of the record books.
You got rid of all his girlfriend's toys and Barbie dolls, all eliminated.
There's plenty of them at the studio. I had to get rid of them all. I was like, Jesus Christ!
I started watching 1923, the second season.
I heard good things about that.
Very good. And one last thing, and we'll go. I was completely not involved. I was busy with my mom and running all over the SAG Awards.
Oh,
I didn't watch anything of it, other than I know Dylan did. Chalamet did well. I got to read. For the Oscars, we're going to have Pat Volckerman on. I got to start watching these shows.
That's going to be the show I take off.
No, you have to come on. Argue
There's no fucking way I can do a show with Pat Volckerman.
Yes, it is. That's going to be the build up to that will be Dave versus
a main event. It's like it'll be on Netflix.
All right. Anything going on in your world, wrestling?
Just promoting the hell out of the War on the Shore 2. Wrestling fans, we're going back to Point Pleasant, so I'm very excited about that. Where tickets are moving very, very nicely. We're looking for sponsors right now, so if you have a small business and you want to be a part of it down on the beach in Point Pleasant, please hit me up. That'd be great. And other than that, I am launching officially in a couple days. Me and my colleague Josh Chernoff are going to be on we're going to do a 4-episode pilot to be aired on Triller TV. They're going to pay me a bunch of money to do talk wrestling, which is going to be very exciting. That was a very big
money's
move.
Good there?
Money is very good there. And if you need a studio to do your own podcast, come on down to Chop Studios. I just refurnished the whole place. Very excited about the future of that too. So things are moving in the right direction.
There you go. And things are moving in the wrong direction for me. All right, everybody.
Show number Woe is me.
That's not true. You know what? I'm still in the ring. The Mexican judge has me at 117, 116. So
117, 116, Palumbo.
From Mexico City.
Oh, good night.
All right. Esteban de Jesus. I will. All right, this show makes listening to this show makes
zero.
I think this is entertaining, but my brother's probably hating the show right now.
The best part about it, of this show in particular, and I don't know what it was about, but when I jumped on and you didn't know you were on, like you normally don't know that I'm listening or watching, you were just laughing and giggling to yourself I had no idea, and there was no context to it. I was like, what the fuck is he laughing?
Oh, did you hear I had the NFL music on. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that. But I just you sat down and all of a sudden you just start giggling. I'm like, what the fuck is he giggling about?
I know something made me laugh. So, all right, that'll do it here from the Omni.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I cut you off, Sarah. Say good night again.
Good night, everybody.